Hello, this is Lisa Russick and Misty Lore with the podcast We're All Psychic. And today we have a freaking amazing guest back, and it's Carol Starr. And welcome back, Carol.
Well, I'm so happy to be here. I got lots to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about. And
Oh,
Misty's here,
okay.
and she's at work, so it's
Yay!
complicated. But Carol, I'd like to ask you, do you still think we're all psychic? Maybe? I think you were kind of on the fence last time.
I think you have to want to be.
Pursue it.
You have to want to be, and you can fight it. I think it comes all in different degrees. I have a different psychic. I was talking to a gentleman on the phone the other day, and I said, I see you. You are about 5'8" or 9, and you've got dark brown hair, and you're stocky. And that was who he was.
Yeah.
I saw him. I actually saw him. I had this visual picture.
That wasn't normal for you to do that when you're offering a reading?
Sometimes, you know what? I think that I'm psychic. My psychic ability is more empathic. It's really like I asked you one time, if you talk to somebody on the phone, can you, without even talking, just hearing their voice, can you tell them about stuff? I can't do that. I have to have words.
But see, maybe it's because you said that. You've limited yourself by saying the words, I can't do that.
Ooh. Yeah, but oh my God.
It sounds like one of those
The game has changed. Yes.
I think that psychic, it is about your empathic feelings, of course. And I will get visions of the way people look, and I do a lot of stuff. But I also, someone calls up and said, what's going on in my life? I haven't a clue.
Well, sometimes it's different for me. Sometimes I will have a clue, and sometimes I won't.
Oh, okay.
It just kind of depends on their energy. If they're going to give it to me and offer me that information, then,
Yeah. So I'm excited to talk about April 12th today.
That's what we're here for.
I know. And I was going to do a chart of the United States, but I want to work on that longer. And I want to come back and do a really good job and talk about our country and how we started with the chart and how we've evolved and what is going to be happening to our country.
That sounds
I'm excited about that.
I am so stoked.
Me too.
So first of all, I'd like to introduce the listeners to this too. Yeah, the listeners might not know about this. So
about what?
About what this conjunction. This
I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, okay. You can tell us everything. Okay, everything you ever wanted to know.
A Jupiter conjuncts with a sign on the zodiac every 12 years. And this time they're conjuncting with Pisces. They're at the exact same degree on April 12th. And this happens every 150 or 60 years. And it's this is very, very special. This is very spiritual. And I will go through each zodiac sign and tell you how it's going to affect each sign. But in general, I had to take notes, guys, because I can't memorize this stuff. It's kind of new to me. I've known all these aspects are out there, and I don't like it when someone says, Saturn is the Uranus for 10 years and my life is ruined. I can't deal with that thoughts, because I think your chart, to duplicate your chart, takes 25,000 years. So therefore, everything you're affected by what's going on right now, totally different than anybody else is. So we're not all going to have bad luck, or we're not all going to feel the same spirituality from this conjunction. Now, when they say that they're in the same degree, this means they're about 575 million miles apart. So that's
wow.
Yeah, but they are. So this particular conjunction it's like the big one of our lifetime. And I will hear people changing new jobs, getting into work that has more fulfilling, and they feel more comfortable with it, and they feel attached, and their spiritual feelings are more important in life. They're not just going out, going to work, going here, but they're really starting to live life and to feel it. And I think this is what our country needs, because of we are not going to talk political here. I promise you that. But we're so divided, and there is so much anger, and there's so much confusion. And I'm hoping to see that maybe this will influence people to think more spiritually. And this is a creative time for artists. This is a great time for writers to create. And this is a great time for psychics and astrologers to get a lot of business. And anyway, I want to just check on a few things here. I don't want to miss anything. Okay. actually what Pisces does, it amplifies our emotional energy and our spirituality. And then with Jupiter is good luck and expansion. So together, they're very powerful.
Dreamy.
Yeah, in the spirit. You'll notice people being nicer, wanting to do more, to be more helpful, to be more generous, to be more giving. And the ones often that you think aren't, they might come through. Afterwards, it'll be so interesting to see how we all feel about it. It starts on the 9th of April, and it goes for, like, they say really a week.
He has something to say, or she.
I have to get this, my guy.
Oh, we always have Misty's wiener dogs barking.
Hello.
So. And we're back. We had an interruption, and we are back. Carol, would you like to continue?
Okay, so we are going to be embracing our emotions. People who, okay, here's the thing. We're both empathic people, and we feel and everything like that. But there's a lot of people that go through life and it's just one incident after another, and they don't relate to it on any emotional level at all. I'm not saying this is fun for us all the time, but everything in my life is emotional decisions and the way I feel. How do I feel about you as a friend?
Yes.
How do I feel about myself? But people don't analyze and even think thoughts like that. And I was always amazed to find people that they don't care.
Right. They don't think about stuff like that wise, do they?
No, they don't.
But they call us, and then they like it when we get into that stuff, though. So they do like to think about it. They've just been trained maybe not to really think of themselves that way because it's really vulnerable.
And I think it is a defense. It's a defense.
Very vulnerable.
My neighbor next door handles everything so well, and she's so helpful and a wonderful friend, and the emotions just aren't there. She will not allow herself those emotions. I know that.
Yeah.
And it's not that I allow myself. They're just there, and I feel them, and I have anxiety, and I have a lot of stuff that I have to do.
I do too. I have it too. So does Misty. Yeah.
But we do, and we have different ways of dealing with it. I find, and I'm sure you do when you talk to your clients on the phone, that takes yourself off yourself.
Yes.
And you're giving, and you're not having to live your own feelings for that time.
Yes,
period.
it's a relief. Like if I'm in a really bad place in my life, I won't do readings if I can't. But if I feel like if someone I'm comfortable with and I know it'll make me feel better.
Yeah,
and it does every time. Every time. Afterwards, I feel better too. But if I'm in a place where I can't give the reading and it's just, I'm not capable of it. It's really, I get lucky because the right client will come, a client like I usually work with or something, and I'll feel comfortable enough to tell they already know what's going on in my life. That's how comfortable I would be with this, usually a local client. And then I can do the reading.
I'll cancel something if I can remember. This has been going on for a lot of years.
Yeah.
My son had a lot of problems in school with learning disabilities. I got a bad report. I canceled my lunch date and the rest of the day. I couldn't face it. I've done that before.
Yeah,
and
I have too.
I'm not as bad as but when things are really tough, sometimes I just want to go and wallow.
I do too.
And hide.
I do too. I do it.
Wallowing is
I know,
good.
right?
People think it's wonderful.
It needs to happen
because you get over
it. You process
it.
You process it and go get through it. I like to have an emotional reaction and just explore it afterwards. I'm not going to suppress it because it's going to come out eventually.
Yes. Yeah, we have to. You have to express that. And anyway, so okay, this is a time again. I said of changing jobs, and I hear a lot of people are doing that. By the way, they're going into work that they feel more passionate about. Have you had friends that go to work 9 to 5 or 9 to 6? They hate every minute of it. You've met people like that. To me, I would quit jobs when I couldn't afford to, when I didn't have money, but I thought I refused to be unhappy in my work. Because
me too.
You love your work. I love what I do. I love it. I do. I'm grateful for it. I am so grateful to have this at this time in my life, to have this opportunity.
Yes, right. Anytime in our lives to be able to do what we love is amazing. But it's.
Well, I started out as an astrologer, and I came full circle, and I'm doing all this now full time.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very happy.
And you're a great astrologer.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, all right. Again, I think I went over the basics of going to happen to general people. But there's one thing, there is a negative side to this, is that people can go a little overboard, like everything else. And so this is a time to stay grounded, to do things that keep you grounded and that keep you happy. And always, everybody has to take some time to help somebody else. And it doesn't mean that you have to, it can mean calling a friend. It can mean smiling at a stranger in a grocery store.
Yeah.
It's about always giving of that, and I think no matter how bad I feel when I've gone out, I always smile at everybody and they smile back. You've made them happy. When I get an email from you, I get happy.
Oh, I do too. When I get one from you, I do too.
Yeah, I'm always happy to hear from
I'm also,
you.
there's a weird part of me that's a little nervous, like, oh, Carol's writing me. I'm so excited, but nervous. And I got to read it. And then I'll be like, what do I say back? Like that. Like whenever someone I really love, writes me and I'm just like so excited, especially if someone new's in my life, like you've come into my life in the last few months. And it's been great getting to know you.
It's nice that people find each other because they were supposed to.
I think so too. I do too.
Yeah, I believe that. Is that we're here to take care of each other in some way. And learn and give and do and all that. So what I'd like to go through is I'm going to have to just be sure I don't get any of them mixed up here, is go through all 12 signs and tell them what the strong things are and what to be doing during this time. So people like to know. And, fortunately today, thanks to TikTok, is that astrology has moved down from the over 40 to the down to the age of 16.
I've noticed that
they're
on
really
TikTok
young,
too.
and they know a lot.
They do, and they're funny.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They're misinformed in a lot of ways, unfortunately, because of all the astrology readings that are online. But they always know their sun, moon, and rising sign, and they talk about their planets. And I wish I had time to answer all of them.
They ask you questions. I bet they do. I bet they do.
Yeah, I get more comments than I do likes and followers. I mean, the comments are always a lot.
It's really cool, Carol.
And well, TikTok has been interesting. Anyway, I'm going to start with the first sign is Aries, and since Pisces is the very last sign of the zodiac, for the first sign, Pisces is going to be transiting in their 12th house. Okay, so that's what
Misty.
Yeah, that's me. I can feel that right now. I can.
Yeah. Okay. So this is about intuition, and this is about guidance, and this is about what you do negative to yourself.
Yes.
And what you do is you beat yourself up.
Yes.
And
she's nailing it.
Have to know that this is the time that I want you to trust your intuition, believe in yourself, because you're going to make some really good decisions. You may change your job. I don't know what you're doing in your life.
I will.
Misty,
I will.
But this is a time to say, I feel wrong about something. I'm dumping that from my life. I'm going to move on, because when you keep those toxic either relationships or things in your life, they play a havoc on your physical body.
Of course they do.
So,
yeah. We were just talking about that last night. Yeah.
Taurus is next.
Oh, my turn.
Well, actually, I'm going to jump around because I want to go down here. I'm going to go up to Aquarius. And I know you like Aquarius.
I do like Aquarius.
Anyway. Yes, we have to have a thing for Aquarius. Okay. All right. Okay, this is about money, possessions, business, and all that. And I don't want to say you're going to move in with him, but you may.
Oh my gosh, that would be a shocker.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But he's got some changes going on with money. Aquarians do. They're rethinking money in their life, how important it is, what they need to do with it, how they need to spend it, how they need to feel about it, and also their possessions and things they have. It's about easing off on what is important in life in terms of money, in terms of relationships, in terms of other things. So then I'm going to go on to Cancer is next.
Hey, Carol.
Okay.
What do you mean by easing off of? Like not putting so much focus on it, or
not so much focus, or reinvent, or changing about a job. It could be, again, jobs that pays more money because he wants more things that are important to in life. It's a whole revolving of money and possessions.
Okay, I understand.
That's the main thing. Okay. Yeah. And then we're going to Cancer.
Oh, that's my ascendant, and my dad and my son are Cancers. I love Cancer so much. So I can't wait to hear this.
Cancer is a third house issue. Okay. This is about short trips and journeys, about family members, about how you spend your day. and how you communicate your feelings. It's a busy house. So Cancer people are usually pretty good at expressing themselves, and they're emotional, but not, it's really strange, particularly Cancer men. I have found this. I don't want to say anything bad about any sign, but they act a lot more emotional than they really are.
Really? Yeah, I've seen the opposite in Cancer men. Both my father and my son hide it. And then, but when they talk, they really, they tell their feelings and
okay, they do. Well, it's, but they're usually good business. Was your dad a good businessman?
Oh gosh, he's great at
he is.
He's great at everything. My dad's a genius. He's great at everything he does.
Cancer is the best. It's the best business sign on the zodiac for men, women, children, whatever.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Moon, sun, moon, or rising. There's a really good sense of business and whatever. I think there's two kinds of Cancer people. There's the kind I trust, and there's the ones that don't.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, I'll put it that.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, and then Cancers. This is a time that Cancers can take short trips and travel and read and learn and pay attention to their communications, because it could mean a job change. It could mean something really good and happening in your life. And Misty, you are an Aries?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's
her I think her ascendant is also Aries, but what was your moon? Or was your moon Aries, Misty? She had a double Aries. I'll look it up real quick.
What time were you born? I can tell you if you're Aries rising.
I think it was around 6 a.m., 6:18 a.m.
Cancer, probably Cancer rising.
Okay.
I don't know where you're born and all the details and everything, but my guess that would be the closest you would be to is a Cancer rising.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Capricorns. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go Capricorn. It's about your voice and how you, not just how you speak, but it's your voice, how you come across to people. And often Capricorns can be very cold and very cool and very organized and set in their ways of whatever they're doing.
I'm like that.
And this is
I'm
the
a
time
Capricorn.
They're going to open up a little bit. They're going to open up a little more. They're going to give a little bit more. They're going to feel. Capricorns have trouble feeling.
I do. I can feel, but it's like, it's hard. I have a rational and emotional kind of conflict because of my Capricorn moon. I could explain it,
Yeah. But I think, I do. I think you can get really emotional, but you can turn them off and you can compartmentalize your
emotions. I can compartmentalize really well. Yeah.
She does.
Guess who can't?
Who?
I can't. I talk. I give up.
I teach you. You teach me astrology, Gemini. I'll teach you compartmentalization.
Geminis, this is a good time for careers. Okay. They're going to look good in their career. They're also going to be kinder to their coworkers and kinder to people in business. And they're going to be able to do some good and to help. They are going to be open to that. Very often they have not been. They can be really tough. Every sign has certain traits about them that people pick up. But when you think about that, your chart would take 25,000 years to duplicate. You know how much other things are influencing each thing in your chart. Okay. Anyway, here. Okay, this is a time too that Geminis often don't have serious relationships. They're hard to have. They get involved, but this is the time they're going to really fall in love and really know what it feels like to be hurt, and if they have to be hurt, or know what it feels like to live with.
My mom and my other son are Gemini, so I'm listening.
Yeah.
Okay, Leos are theirs is in the 8th house, and the 8th house is the least understood house of the zodiac. It's legal matters, it's serious, deep relationships, it's having interest in the occult, it's having it's everything that is kind of below the waters, and it's hard to define. I even have trouble, and sometimes I try to. I don't want to say I avoid it, but it's hard for people to understand it. And so I don't go into it.
Question for you.
But Leo,
if you don't mind, I do have a question about that. Is that also when the houses kind of correspond with the zodiac signs in that order? So if I'm wrong, please tell me. I'm trying to learn.
I'm jumping.
Oh no,
around.
I'm just saying, like, would that be like the eighth house? Would that be associated kind of with?
That's the eighth house. The natural ruler of the eighth house is.
That's
Scorpio.
what I was going to get to. Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yeah,
that. Is that
natural
makes
ruler,
sense.
and that does have some influence. But the thing is that Pisces and Jupiter are transiting that house right now, and let me see here. And Leo is in the eighth house. Leo is the eighth house right now.
Wow.
Because I have to figure. That's why I have to look down here because I forget the numbers.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So Leo are being affected by eighth house matters, but also the thing is that Jupiter and Neptune are just slowing things down, and there's supposed to be some serious some financial, some property, and some business problems. And they're going to go through them and know that they're not that important in life if they lose $100 million. Oh, you're right.
Wow.
If they lose a lot of money, they'll deal with it. They'll figure it out. And they have to be careful not to get into any illegal means. Of all the zodiac signs, there are some of them that are a little more, they're not crooks. Okay. But they're a little tend to bend the law.
They're cheaters.
They're bending.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Change.
And Leo is one.
Yeah, Leo would be.
I may get in trouble for that. Yeah. Leos and Geminis and Aries. In fact,
no, not an Aries. I don't believe you. Aries never did anything to get in trouble.
Never. I just did that for you on purpose. I thought I want to get you off.
Dang it, I'm so mad right now. No.
Okay, so in the sixth house, Libra is in the sixth house for Libras. And since I'm a Libra, of course, the best zodiac sign there is. Yes, okay.
They're fair.
So this is about mind, body, spirit, and health. Yeah, that's why this is a good time for me to have my surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just feel like that it's going to really work out well. And this is the time I've learned something being stuck around this house a lot is that I really will so appreciate being able to walk.
Yeah.
Without pain.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I know that you
I
do.
can't wait. I can't wait till you
I
have it, Carol. You're gonna be. You've always been grateful for your health, and you're gonna be just even more grateful, I think, when this happens.
Yes, I am. I know that, but it's just what I hate about it all though is all the stuff you have to do. The pharmacist, I have to put something up my nose so I don't get MRSA. Then I have to do a body wash. Then I'm gonna get cleared tomorrow by my cardiologist.
Yeah.
Then I have to go here and
you're moving. You're like, can you come to me?
Yeah, just to get it over with. Just put me under.
I can't walk, man.
That's the way it used to be. People used to go into surgery. They didn't have all this stuff and physical therapy. Nobody had physical.
I know they
therapy.
should have though, because it works.
It does. I know. Yes, I do know that. So anyway, this is a good time. Mind, body, spirit relationship, and also my work.
Okay.
My work, which is I love, as you know. I give thanks every day for having this happen to me right now. And because I've been struggling with 1,000 businesses for a long time, and actually to do something that I love to do and get paid what feel as well. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go on to, let's see here. Pisces. Okay. I should leave Pisces for the last because Pisces is the one who's going to feel this the most. And it's about everything about you. This is about the Pisces, what they look like, how they appear to the outside world. It's on the first house. There's going to be changes. People are going to want to buy wigs. They're going to want to lose weight. They want to get their faces done. Everybody's want to look beautiful right now. This is the time where the plastic surgeons should be very busy coming up. Oh, yeah.
I do know clients looking at plastic surgery right now.
I do too.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay. So on to Sagittarius in the fourth house. Okay. Sagittarius, this is all about home life. Home life is going to get better. Maybe move to a new house. Fix up the house. Put pillows and pictures and making it look pretty. Just do everything to fix up their house. And they might move. They might moved in with somebody else. And this is just the home life is the feature of the day. Okay, we've got a few more signs here. Okay. Let's see. Scorpio, the 5th house. This is the time, this is social life, ambition, and creativity. Scorpios are going to be very creative. They might want to have, if they're having trouble having kids, they're going to have kids. And their social life is going to be good. And their ambition is good. This is a great time for Scorpios. And to
Sagittarius or
month.
Scorpio?
Scorpio.
Oh, okay. Scorpio. I thought we were on Sagittarius. That's where I was getting mixed up. Okay.
And then we're going to do Taurus.
Oh, yay. Finally.
Okay. This is really interesting for Taurus people. I got that correct. Yeah. It's the 11th house issues.
Wow.
And that is community, good friends, new groups of friends. You could get involved in some new stuff. Okay, maybe something you want to join, something you want to do that feels right to you. There might be a new opportunity. And
one just came, actually, Carol. One just came from you last week. So hasn't started yet.
You're going to find, but you're going to find something is going to happen that is going to change your direction a little bit on what you're doing. You're going to do all the same work, but and maybe it'll be thrills will just go wild or something like that.
That'd be fun.
Funny, we're both working for the same two companies, right?
Yes, listeners, I am now on Thrills. I haven't been activated yet. That's the opportunity I was speaking of, Carol, that came. I haven't been, my profile hasn't been activated yet, but I'm offering people, I'm going to, write them a song reading. That's what I'm offering.
Yeah, but you have to do the marketing.
Yeah.
They are not.
That's fine with me.
And everything I get comes from TikTok. Everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything. Yeah. But that's a whole other world.
We could go on and on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Taurus is supposed to socially kind of change directions on what's important.
New friends, new groups of, you may not join them all, but they're going to be available. Okay. And I just change, just change your attitude. Okay. And I think that one of the things, even though this is not your romantic house in a way it is that you're learning from this relationship how to be, not the word tolerant. That's not the word I want. The word I want is that you're learning that life does not necessarily repeat itself, and the past is not equal to the present and the future.
I mean, it's so easy to say that, but to know it is different, and I don't know it yet. But yeah, I'm getting to where I believe it.
We've only been together.
No, I mean, I'm just talking in general. Like I've always thought, life repeats itself in cycles. But I have some power now that I didn't have when I was younger. Yeah. And that's the difference. That makes all the difference. I can decide. I have more self-control. I have more self-knowledge and understanding, and a whole shit ton more self-love, Carol. And
she does.
More than I used to, because I didn't have much. And that makes all the difference with the new approach to everything coming up. With my friendships, I reached out to Misty yesterday because I wasn't feeling good. I never do that. I don't reach out for help. I just hole up and get in bed and cry, but Misty came over. She was feeling bad too. And I had read the astrology, and it looked like everybody was feeling pretty bad yesterday. And we talked about it on her way over. She told me she listened to an astrology podcast, and we compared notes on what we had learned about it. Right. And we were both feeling really bad, but then we felt better after by the time she left, I did.
Yes, I'd love to come over too.
I wish you could have.
I wish you could have too.
I want to come over and meet Misty and
I did too.
Yeah. So, okay, the last house we have here is Virgo, and this is 7th house. I have Virgo.
My brother's a Virgo. Okay,
so this is about partnerships, business, and personal and marriage and all that. And of course, my husband's been so sweet to me. He has to be, because he has to do so much for me. And he's been so extra special nice.
Aww.
And it's just been, he, cooked up dinner and serves it to me and cleans up afterwards. I think I'm going to milk this as long as I can.
Don't let him hear this. Don't let him hear this podcast.
Definitely. I agree.
I'll cut that part out.
I could be asked to do a business partnership, even a lot of things. So that basically takes care of the Pisces thing. So here's if we want to finish up or do more stuff on, if you have some questions about the signs or anything else that I can talk about.
Misty might. I know I do. Misty, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do.
Go for it, girl. While you have time.
I want to know, we've talked about all the signs, but I want to know, like, what's your prediction kind of for next week?
Where all for what? I'm sorry. Next week is going to be
I
Like, I
thought
guess
that I
you're like
had
saying, like, is there a bigger theme going on in the world? Is that kind of what
right,
you're getting at?
right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, we got that conjunction coming. So this is going to be a good time
So,
for
I
you.
mean, for everybody,
There's
like the
one-
world in general, like,
no, this is for everybody.
okay.
We're all going to feel this, and we're going to start feeling it now,
Yeah.
actually. Um, and since I don't have Misty's chart, I can't look up her moon and rising sign, and to do that, I'll be happy. if you
Carol, I'm
send
pretty
it an
sure you're
email.
right. She's a Cancer ascendant with an Aries moon. I'm almost positive. I have looked at her chart.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's got, what she was.
Okay.
She has
So
Mercury,
we
has
got
Taurus,
Aries,
and
Aries,
Mercury.
Cancer.
Yeah,
So there is the outside is not always like the inside.
that's true for her. Yeah.
Yes, the outside personality
Yeah,
is
I can hide things very well.
more focused, actually.
Yeah.
Aries are a little, and you have double Aries, a little kind of like, I'm going to do this, do that.
She's
I'll
always
try
doing
that.
something. She's always doing
Yeah.
Yes, there's always something, and it's good. You know, I was telling somebody I had between 60 and 70 businesses and jobs,
I have too.
and I've had maybe 5 successes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So
Hey,
it's
you
okay.
gotta learn.
Failures are a bad word. Failure is a bad
It's a
word.
learning lesson.
What it
It's a
is
learning
that
It
it
is
just
learning.
it just didn't work this time. Okay.
Right.
And there's reasons why. Sometimes you run out of money.
Mhm.
Sometimes you don't do it long enough.
Right.
It's not the right
And
time.
sometimes your timing is off.
Or you don't
Mhm.
like it after
There's a
all.
million reasons. Yeah. And
Yeah.
my timing was right. I wrote a book on the gift basket business in the 90s. It was the hot business. I became one of the front runners. My book was a bestseller
That's so,
because everybody wanted to go into the business.
yeah.
And I wrote the first book.
What's it called,
That's
Carol?
awesome.
What's it called?
Yeah.
It's not on the
Oh,
market
people
anymore.
will look it up though. You
Aw.
can find it. I'm gonna look for
The
it.
how-tos of gift baskets.
Say that again.
The how-tos.
The
How-tos of gift baskets.
of gift baskets. Oh,
Yes.
I would
okay.
love
Yeah.
to read
I
that.
do. I have
I want to
one
read
here.
it too. I'm gonna find it.
I do too.
And well, I got people who've never had been in business before. They were going in and out of business. I told them how to run a simple business.
Yes.
I said, keep all your receipts in a shoebox, but keep them all.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, because the first time I did it with a friend, I threw out the receipts. I didn't
Me
know.
too.
I didn't know.
Me too. I didn't keep track
Yeah.
of stuff.
So, and I've had successes, and I've had tons and tons of let me downs, and those let me downs are very
They
important.
really are.
You know, they cost you money, they cost you time, but you learn from them.
Yeah.
And you don't ever want to quit trying.
I
never do.
agree
I've
with you,
always-
Carol. You never give up. That's, I mean, why give up? What do you have to gain from giving up? Yeah,
Right.
there's no gain. There's none.
But you need maybe you need to write a book.
I've written 12 or 50. I've written a lot of books, Carol. I've been a ghostwriter. That's what I used to do.
But
I've written a lot of
I
novels.
need to write a book. I
There,
need to.
Misty, you
Yeah,
would
but-
write amazing books.
Yeah.
It'd be
what
fun.
about, have you ever done your own book?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
I've written probably of my own. They're novels. I've written about 10, maybe 20.
No, I'm talking, have you published them?
Yeah. Yeah, they were published with small
Yeah.
presses. And then when I got my rights back, I self-published them under the name Lisa Russick, Ruszzyk. And then another girl came along and her name was Russick, Lisa Russick. And then she published a whole bunch of books under that name, and my books went away. And she published
Oh,
5,000 word books on like how to do stuff. And I read some of them, and she admitted to me, because other people reviewed her books as mine. And they gave her good reviews, but on Goodreads, they were under like I had written 200 books, but I have not written 200 books. They had reviewed under my name on the website Goodreads, where they review books. And I got buried by this woman or whoever this was. I asked her a few years later about this Goodreads thing. I said, well, you're not getting credit. So I want to, redirect people to your page on Goodreads. And she said, I paid for those reviews. And I'm like, well, who are you? Why would you tell me that? Like, why would she tell me that? You don't tell people that.
That's weird.
It's a whole
Yeah.
situation.
But have you ever
really
written a book
weird.
called, have you ever written All of Us Are Psychic? Have you ever written a
No,
book
I
like
haven't,
that?
Carol. But this is my I guess the intro. Maybe I will, Carol. Maybe that's what I'll do.
We're all
But that's what-
psychic. Yeah.
all
The
of
book.
us are psychic.
The book.
Yeah.
Oh, I think, let me tell you why it's so timely right
You're right.
now.
Maybe I will write that.
It's a perfect book to write.
It is. Get
It's
on
a
it, Lisa.
perfect book. I just
That's
got
your
this.
homework.
It's good, you know.
I've never written
Novels
well,
are
I have written
great,
nonfiction under a pen
but
name, Clara Masai. I've written about psychic stuff under the pen name Clara
Yes,
Masai.
she
yeah, but
has.
your book by
That has
you,
good
by the
reviews.
book saying everybody is psychic. That's the title of it. Everybody is psychic.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
Ooh, I love you,
just
Carol.
came
You're an
across.
idea machine, and I love it. So
She
this is an
is.
idea machine too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
doing
you
it.
know,
You've inspired me.
I have good ideas for other people. I come up with stuff. I did have a marketing about my 70 businesses. I did. Anyways, anything more on astrology so that people, I'm just trying to
Yes,
think
I would
about.
like to know. As far as this conjunction is concerned, from my reading and studying and listening to you and reading what you've written in emails and I follow Katie Sweetman, who's another astrologer I really love. I had a reading with her one time years ago, but it's just this idea, like this Neptune and Pisces energy, like to listeners who don't know much about astrology. Can you explain this what Pisces and Neptune, what that really means?
Well,
and
Neptune is a ruler of Pisces. My husband's a Pisces.
Okay, so like people don't know, like so a lot of people listening to this podcast might not know what that means. Neptune being the ruler. So
every zodiac sign has a ruling planet. Okay, that's just simple, and that ruling planet influences the sign. For example, you're ruled by Venus, and so am I. But we have Libra has a different type of energy from Venus than you do. Yours is more practical and whatever. Mine is more ethereal and off the wall.
Air, yeah.
And Neptune is below. That is the god or the planet below the sea. So therefore, it is the hidden away. And a lot of Pisces are very secretive, very emotional, and very much wallow in their own emotions all the time. Now, not all Pisces are like that. My husband probably is one of the few people I know that doesn't need to go to a psychiatrist. Yeah, and he doesn't get depressed, and he doesn't let stuff like that happen. Happen to him.
He learned.
I know a lot of Pisces that do.
Yeah.
And then also, if you're a Sagittarius, you're ruled by Jupiter, which is the other planet. So Sagittarians and Pisces are felt by this probably the most.
Okay.
Because those are
very interesting
ruling planets. Now, Jupiter is going to stay in Pisces. It's going to go to Aries. It goes retrograde, or goes ahead rather. Then it comes back to Pisces all the rest of the year. So when the planets are retrograde, that's something that people don't understand. Here, Mercury, everyone knows Mercury is retrograde. And then what happens is computers break down, communications, it's all about that. And also all the planets, Saturn and Jupiter, both go retrograde during the summer. And that's often why businesses and things don't get a lot done and things don't happen, because of the summer quiet time. Because the planet, and then they go direct in, Jupiter goes retrograde the end of June, but then goes direct in November. And Pisces will come back to Neptune. Pisces. What am I thinking? Pisces. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Pisces is going to, Jupiter's in Pisces, and it's going to come back at the end of December, and then it moves on to Aries, the next sign. Okay. So then it always goes, and it spends 1 year in a sign. And Saturn goes from sign to sign to sign to sign every 3 years. I think I told you the planets rotate they keep going around like they do on the day you were born. They were static at that moment, and that's what your chart is all about. Yeah, but Jupiter is just once a year. Once a year it will change.
Okay.
So I use those two planets to determine the trends for your years. I don't use Mercury, Mars, and Venus.
Interesting.
Because they change every 3 to 4 weeks. And that's too quick to make a lot of astrologers will put these both together. And I do sometimes, but I don't like to get into predicting exact dates and moments. I can. And sometimes it happens consequentially, but I don't believe in it in general. I like to tell you, if you've got Jupiter is transiting your 4th house of your home, there's good stuff going to happen in your home. You're either going to get a new home, you're going to move, you're going to fix up your home, because Jupiter is expansion and good luck. And we have placements like the part of fortune. That's a placement.
What is that?
And that is also good luck, expansion, and what you should be doing. And I don't know where it is in your chart right now.
That's interesting. I didn't know there was something called that. What's it called again? A
placement. There's a lot of them.
No, I mean this one in particular.
Or the part of fortune.
Part of fortune.
Yeah, and then there's the Black Lilith of the Moon.
I've read some Black Lilith stuff before. Yes,
yeah, that's pretty heavy duty stuff. And then of course we have the moon has a north node and a south node. And the north node is what we do positive in this lifetime, the lessons that we learn as opposed to past lifetimes.
Okay. So south node, that's what I've learned too. South node is kind of where you've been.
It's where
north node is where you're going, is what I've always learned, like what we're learning.
But even though, let's just say yours is on Gemini and across the aisle is Sagittarius.
Mine is actually in Sagittarius.
Okay.
My north node and my south node's in Gemini.
But
you're opposite. You had it, Carol. You did it right. You're psychic. You're psychic.
Okay. But Sagittarius is in your north node, but you're a Taurus. And if I'm a Libra, I'm going to have a different interpretation than you will as a Taurus. And that's what people don't learn when they do their own charts. They just learn facts. They don't learn, well, I look at the whole chart and say, okay, you're a Taurus and you have this in your fourth house. And I thought, that isn't as important as if you were another sign. Okay, I move your sun, moon, and rising around all the time with influencing your chart.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. So, I guess like I have one more question. This is more for the listeners who love the podcast, who have been following this, and I know there's we have a good audience, and they love the astrology podcast. When I look at my statistics on my dashboard for the podcast, all the astrology podcasts and the lesson podcasts I've done or have had guests to, they're the ones that are listened to a good bit more than the other ones, the lessons and the astrology. And so where would you tell someone who knows a little bit about astrology and they're listening to this podcast, they know their sign, they know their moon and rising, and they're learning, where would you tell them to go next? Where should they learn next? Where should they study next?
First of all, they should get their chart done first.
Let's say they have, and if they haven't, they should go to you for it, and we'll talk about it.
I'm so leery to talk about all the different sites online. I think there's so much competition.
Well, I mean, do you think they should follow their natural interests, or should they start with Mercury?
A lot of old books. I love the old books.
Love the old books. I love old palmistry books more than anything.
I love the old books. And the one I do think that Cafe Astrology is pretty good.
Yes, I have looked a lot of their articles.
Cafe Astrology. And most of them, if you look up, let's say Scorpio, let's see here, like Pisces and Scorpio. Okay, let's say you will find 500 different descriptions of that.
Yes, right. And it's kind of like what I've learned from you and watching and learning from other astrologers and examples, because I'm on a journey of like a lifetime of trying to figure out astrology again. Right. But I have figured out, I think, that a lot of it is like it is easy. It can be. It's not all memorization. You can, like in palmistry, use rational thought or rational logic to figure out how things work. And it's really amazing,
See, when you order a chart online, and it's big business.
Yes, it is.
I said he bought the charts for $4, sold them for 20. So you're a Gemini, and you have all these different planets. So they pick this. Okay, you've got Saturn and Jupiter. You got this. They pick them and they compile them.
Yes.
So they have all this. Okay.
They're all separated. Yeah.
Yeah, and if
not personal.
You have Mercury, like you have Mercury and does say you have Taurus and
my Taurus is in Mercury or Mercury.
Okay.
Yeah, Mercury.
So that tells me that you're a Taurus. Okay. And also you think, act, talk, and act like a Taurus person in many ways. And you have that sense of practicality. And even though you do very off the wall work, I mean, it is.
I do.
You're a good writer and you have a lot of artistic talents. But
I love doing artistic.
Practical. But there's a basic practical bent to your work.
I love business too, like you. I just have a real interest in business. I could sit and talk to anybody about their job and just pick their brain.
Business. I do.
Yeah.
I'll talk to my son on the phone and he has this big, huge business. I always want to know all about it. I mean, it really.
Hell, I'd be so curious too. I know
Yeah.
my brother has a big business, and I'm all like, "Tell me more." I've watched him grow it from like nothing to this huge conglomerate. You know,
But
huge.
use your writing talents. I've been getting this psychic feeling while talking to you.
You know, you're not the first person who's come up with this. My friend Megan, she's a very good friend of mine. I've met through Bunny, and listeners, we're having a podcast with Bunny soon for cosplayers. But she has said that to me. I see you writing a manifest. She joked around calling it a manifest for where a wizard should put her knowledge, and I was kind of like, I like how she words things. She's just
not a long book. I don't want. It's not a long book. This is a small book about we are all psychic.
I think you're right, and you know what I'm going to do, Carol? I'm going to reference this podcast because I've learned more in this podcast than I have in 46 years, 45 years of learning by myself. You know?
I can see the book. Okay. Because I would like to read it because when you make a statement like that, I have to figure out what it's all about. So I would be your first customer, of course, but I think I could see it, small book. And you want to get an ISBN number. You want to sell it on.
I know how to do that.
You do it. You know how to put together. You know how to format books.
And I do it all.
Okay. Yeah. You go on Amazon and have it done for free. You know it's free.
I've done it all and Create Space. Create Space.
So
now it's KDP Select, I think. Right?
100. Well, I'm sorry. What?
Oh, like Amazon. It used to be Create Space that you would go through to make your books, but now it's KDP Select, I think.
I think it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah. But I can see your book. I just see it.
Tell me more. Give me more. Give me more, Kara.
100 pages, which is pretty small.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
A small book.
How many words? About what do you think? 20,000?
I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know.
20,000. Yeah.
But I see it in a small book, 8 by 5. Don't make, and but here's one of the books I wrote. Didn't do very well, but I wrote it anyway.
I know, right? Most of mine didn't do well at all. Oh, that's beautiful. It says feel better every day. Natural keys. What does it say?
How to stay healthy as you get older.
Perfect book.
But the problem is writing a book in the last 10 years is strictly a personal moment because you're not, unless either you are well heeled with much boku money or you have a PhD after your name or you're a movie star.
Or you get really lucky.
What I want your homework assignment is to go on Amazon and gather some titles of psychic books and see if you find anything like the one that you want to write.
Well, now, Carol, I do have one, and I have one called Psychic First Steps, and it was written by under a pen name. I wrote it under a pen name, Clara Masai, and I made it free about 7 years ago. Since I've been doing this podcast, it's getting a lot of reviews on Amazon. Not many words, not people writing reviews, but the stars. I mean, people are downloading it on Amazon for free. And listeners, I've mentioned it on the podcast, Psychic First Steps by Clara Masai. And along about 3 years ago, now you love this as an astrologer, 2018 in May, I wanted to be psychic worker again. I wanted to be psychic stuff again. Morgana came into my life when she died, as she came back into my life as a spirit. So
isn't Sam too?
Sam's always been here, but Morgana was new and she was a cat that I loved and she passed away. Carol, I think I've talked about this on the podcast, so listeners would know about this. If you're new, I have a spirit cat named Morgana, and she's the podcast cover. She got little angel wings on the podcast cover. And I got really sucked back in May 2018 to June, and then I kind of dropped back out. So when I look at the astrology, it shows a shift in my sign's interests, especially toward the esoteric, in 2018. So the Taurus, their foundation shifting from really, really hard rules.
I want the title, We're All Psychic.
It's going to be We're All Psychic. I think you're right. It's going to be the book.
I'm going to give you your homework assignment. Go do your research, gather up the titles, and you could add, it's very important to add in the book stories of psychic stories of either from other people, lay people like me. I'm not considered, right. And I want to tell you a psychic story that I had. Gather some stories like chicken soup for the soul.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
You have your own thing, but have
psychic soup for the soul.
People love psychic stories. They love them.
They do.
gather them up, and yet have half the book be about you can do it, and have the rest of it be other people's stories.
Proof.
I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah, Carol, you're brilliant, and I love you to death. So where can the listeners find you if they want a reading and want to get to know you better?
You know what? I work for 2 companies, and I don't want to give these long addresses out. Can you have people?
I'll put it in the description.
My email address, which
Your
is
email.
Yeah, libracarolastrologer@gmail.com.
And I will put that in the
have a
description.
sign up here.
I will put that in the description.
Okay, libracarolastrologer, and tell people they can call me if they have any problems with their life, they want to get things straightened out. We can work with them either, by doing a reading, and then I would send them over to Thrills or to Everclear.
Right. You could get started by initially
You can
doing
do
a
that
chart,
too,
and then
I'm
not an astrologer. I'm not like you. Like,
No.
Really dig in for an hour. Like
no. I bet you can. People want to reach you. You got 2 places they can find you now.
Not yet, because I'm not active on Thrills.
Okay,
But soon. But soon.
So anyway, I think I'm getting talked out.
Yeah, man, we could go for hours, Carol. And listeners, I want to say thank you. I also would love to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app where you can get advice from psychics.
Do you know how many people listen to your podcast? You have any idea?
I kind of have an idea, but not too good of an idea, because it's really hard to chart the numbers, but I can't. I don't know. I'll talk to you about that after the podcast.
Okay, yeah. I know you have distribution and everything.
Yeah, well, it gets really complicated how you find out your stats. So, listeners, if you're into podcasts, it's really complicated to get your stats.
I know.
They come from
and
everywhere,
I'm going to send you. I have a new link to send you over to the show tomorrow night.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear from Paranormal Phil.
Oh,
did he get back to you?
No, I have not heard from.
Well, he had a storm in his house, and he had some problems. Yeah, I will remind, because he likes having good guests. Okay,
I would love to meet him and be a guest. So, Paranormal Phil, if you're listening,
So, dear, we'll be in front. We'll be in touch.
Well, definitely we'll be in touch. Carol. Hey, actually, you know what I'd like to do last? I'd like to thank you. And Misty dropped out, the listener. She's at work, so she said goodbye too. And I would also like to thank you, listeners, for listening. Carol, I want to invite you back. If you don't have to answer right now, but my birthday is April 30th, and there's a big solar eclipse. I would love you to come back before then, after your surgery. If you're feeling better after your surgery, and have another podcast with you about this.
Okay, I love it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.
Bye. You too. Bye.
Say bye, Carol.
Bye, Carol. Bye. I said goodbye.
Goodbye.